What's up, Foxtrotters, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. If you're returning, hello. It's nice to see you all again. You guys look great. And yes, I know you look great even if you're standing in your kitchen eating ice cream in your pajama bottoms. You look great. So today we're going to do I don't know why I always do that, like announce it like we don't know already. An r/anti-MLM trash video. Yay! My favorite. I definitely incorporated some Lularoe up in this, some other good stuff too, some little short stories, you know, just the general kind of mishmash trash that we've all come to know and love. Anyways, I also am really excited. As soon as this intro is done, I'm going to show you some cool fan art that was sent in. I'm so excited, and I really can't wait. It is so cool, so let's get right into that. Isn't this awesome? This was sent in by Pamela. And I am so excited. This is the first fan art I've received as of yet. And if you have any fan art at all, or you're interested in that, I'd love to see it. And I'd love to show it off here. So send it to my email. It's in my channel description. Definitely do that. I would love to see what you guys come up with. I think this is just hilarious. First of all, I love that the fox looks like, I don't know if anyone's seen the animated Robin Hood movie with the foxes, and Little John was the bear, right? That was supposed to kind of be reminiscent of Baloo from the Jungle Book. Anyway, I'm dating myself a little bit, but this reminds me of Maid Marian from that movie, and I just adore it. I absolutely adore it. And I'm sure you'll notice she's wearing a really nice Lularoe top. Is that a Randy, an Irma? We don't know. And then I'm gonna hope, among all hopes, that those are leggings around her neck, because what better Lula hack is there besides that one? Anyways, thank you, Pamela, so much for sending this my way. And like I said, if anyone has any fan art at all and would like to have it seen here, I would love to see it. So definitely send it to my email. It's theburrowingfox@gmail.com. Awesome. This is so awesome. Lularoe is coming for your grandma's curtains from the 70s, folks. Wow. Yeah, that color palette, that color story with the yellows, the oranges, the browns, and that little bit of kind of like orangish red. Those are really colors that only happened together at one time in history, mostly back in the late 60s and early 70s, maybe throughout the 70s. You know, a lot of browns happened, a lot of wood paneling going on, a lot of really crazy patterned curtains and sofas. Like, it was just the time. And there's a reason it was kind of left in the past. Like, a lot of things that are retro are awesome. You know, I love old-fashioned-y things. I love cool old cars, cool old hairstyles, really cool old jeans with really neat cuffs on them, you know, like vintage retro things. But this is just not something that would ever pop into my mind when I would think about an awesome vintage piece. Because if I want vintage, I'm going to get actual vintage, not modern day cheap leggings that are meant to look like vintage. You know, the logic is just off. God, they're so ugly.
Anna, you've got some gorgeous photos on your feed, and congratulations on your graduation. I just wanted to pop you a message to say hi. I'm a business owner in a brand new travel business in the UK. I've always loved travel, and from your feed, I can tell you love your adventures. Would you be open to hearing more about this business?
Who's Anna, hun?
Amy.
Nice recovery, hun. Yeah, methinks that since Anna, N-A-N, right, and then Amy, A-M, so N comes before M, obviously, in the alphabet. So I'm thinking that she had sent this message prior to someone actually named Anna, to Anna, and then she just went to resend it and forgot to change the name, because she didn't realize she went down a name on the list, because she probably had sent out so many at that point. I mean, she's only on N and M, so she's been going the whole alphabet, I'm imagining. That's just too funny. Anna, blah, 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 blah. Who's Anna?
Amy.
Nice try. Oh, you just have to assume that this Hunbot is just so busy and overwhelmed and out of her element that she is just making these ridiculous mistakes left and right. You know, like, when you're not at your best, you do dumb things. That's just the truth. And this would be a case of that. God. Okay, before I launch into all the things that I don't like about this photo, I'd like to talk about the things I do like. I think they all have great hair. I love that pink dew. I love a bright pop of color. It's always fun. The gal on the far right has excellent shoulders, like, might I say. That top, I don't know if it's a Lularoe top. I can't imagine they'd come out with a cut that was actually flattering, but, you know, maybe she's wearing the Lula denim and that's where the Lula is. But either way, let's see, what else? I'm trying to find more things that I like, you know, to be nice, but I'm having a hard time. They have great smiles. They do, don't they? They all have great smiles. Okay, here we go. First of all, the gal right in the middle, my immediate reaction is to just be completely overwhelmed by the combination of patterns. The leopard print shoe, okay, animal print, like if you're into wearing animal print, that is awesome. To me, that looks like it exudes confidence to wear animal print. I'm just really boring, so I just don't wear stuff like that. But like if you do, I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's awesome. I get it. I know enough about fashion, which is very little, but enough to know that I just can't fathom putting those shoes with that skirt, the very long floral skirt, by the way, for an ankle booty. Like, for my leg shape, that would just do me no favors, right? And then it has this oversized wannabe kimono robe situation occurring. And it's just too much. It's too much. Like, I mean, each element on its own is not my favorite, but would be a heck of a lot better if you paired it with anything else, right? Like, just doing this pattern on pattern thing is not helpful. And it just is even more in contrast because she's standing next to someone who actually looks pretty normal. The gal with the pink hair who has the gray shirt and the black skirt. Like, you can't really see the shape or the cut because of how she's standing. But she looks, you know, pretty normal. And then the girl next to her, because of all the extra pattern in the middle, she just stands out like a sore thumb. But at least she's kept in good company by the gal in the hat next to her. I mean, I like the hat. I like the Indiana Jones hat. I support a cool hat, definitely. I just don't think that outfit goes, right? Is that like a extra large denim jacket? Do you see that? The gal second in on the right. Is that like an extra large, like, denim-y thing? Like, oh man, doesn't everyone just look like they're hot and sweaty? They just look like they've been standing outside. Oh, I just noticed the gal that has the good shoulders doesn't even have shoes on. That's how you know it's been a long day for these women. Look at that. They all, it's a convention. Yeah, they have like tags around their neck. These poor women. They're smiling, right, on the outside, but on the inside, they're all screaming. $400,000 Mary Kay pin. I work at a Starbucks north of Dallas, and there was apparently a Mary Kay convention going on today nearby. This middle-aged Hun, decked out in a ridiculous outfit of a hot pink blazer, matching pink tassel earrings, and a tacky gold-colored necklace, came to the register. I immediately say, "Wow, I love your outfit," because I like to have a little fun. You little cheeky monkey. In a very Dallas accent, she says, which, by the way, I don't know what a Dallas accent is, so I'm just going to do my standard Hunbot, okay? I don't want to assume that I know something that I don't.
Oh, why thank you, darling. I'm wearing this for our Mary Kay convention. We get to be showy to display all our hard work.
That's when I see a $400,000 gold pin on her blazer. Again, because I like to have fun, I say, "Wow, you've made $400,000 with Mary Kay?" She goes,
"Yes, well, my whole team has. They're all a part of it."
And she points to the Huns behind her. So I say, "Oh, wow, amazing. I'd be worried someone would rob me, though, advertising my wealth like that." The Huns erupt in laughter. Is it because they became self-aware? Or are they just high off the chemicals they must pump into that convention? I tell the decked out Hun her total is $5.90 for her drink. She reaches into her bag and pulls out an off-brand wallet and pays with a $5 bill and a $1 bill. I reach my hand over the tip jar to give her a dime back, wondering if she wants to display her wealth more by tipping us a dime. She puts the dime back in her off-brand wallet. That $400,000 really got spread far, I guess, huh? I appreciate how the person working at the Starbucks was kind of engaging, you know, a little bit of the tease without just being overtly rude. I do appreciate that. Mostly because the Huns are probably going to come away from that not feeling like they were attacked or ostracized by any means. But I do think it's funny, though, the way that this was done. That was pretty clever. And yeah, I want to know what a good Dallas accent sounds like. So if anybody is from Texas, from that area, the Dallas area, if you know like a video or something that I can watch or link me to it, I'd like to know what is a real Dallas accent, because I'm up here in the Pacific Northwest, so I have no idea what that could be. I can only imagine. And also, I mean, $400,000 is a lot of money, sure, but how many people are in her group that, you know, and what does that really mean when they earn that much money? Does it mean that they actually earned it, or is that like a total in sales? Is it like the Lularoe cruise where you have to spend $48,000 or whatever to be able to qualify to buy a certain set of cruise tickets or something? You know, like, I just, whenever MLMs say something like that, whenever a Hunbot says, you know, $400,000 made in a year or whatever, don't believe it. Because it's usually a load of crap, unfortunately. They might have technically made that much in sales, or they might have sold an amount that was that, but there's no way they have $400,000 in the bank. You know what I mean? Like, if that were the case, they wouldn't be struggling the way they are and having to pay out of pocket for these conventions and having to stay up all hours to do sales on their Facebook Live, and then having to have garage sales for $10 for, you know, for an entire bag, all you can fill Lularoe leggings. Like, I don't know.
OMG, look at this progress. This right here is defecation and commitment from one of my kids.
Oh man, a little bit of the word slippage right there. Yeah. Well, maybe that's how they ended up losing weight. Are they on the Shakeology shakes? I hear that's what happens on those. And the Herbalife shakes, and the It Works shakes, and the Arbonne shakes. Pretty much any of those shakes you get, you're just gonna end up having some of that in your life. Oh, that's so funny. How did she not read that before she sent it? Like, I proofread my things like 10, 20, 30 times before I send it out. Before I post something on YouTube, I constantly am checking. Granted, I still make mistakes. You guys have seen it. But I mean, really though, this type of mistake, that's such a doozy. It's like the word means 100% the opposite. Well, not the opposite, but it means absolutely nothing like what you were trying to mean. Instead of dedication, it's defecation. Oh, that's just stunning. Oh, I wonder if she noticed it and was just like, oh, to heck with it, and just like left it up, or if she saw it and deleted it, or if anyone told her. Like, I just want to know what happened after, you know, like the aftermath of this post. I really need to look into these travel MLMs more, because I keep seeing them pop up and it's mystifying to me. Like, how do they do it? How do they snag people and convince them that they're travel agents? Yeah, I need to look into that one.
Do you love to travel?
Yes, of course. And I do it all the time. My husband is an author and a public speaker, so we travel a lot for work and for fun. We are going to Fiji in a month. Oh, that's awesome, you lucky jerk. Have fun in Fiji. Wow.
That's super cool. Can I share a global concept about vacation with you guys?
No, thank you. We are actually not interested in any MLMs or timeshare scams.
No worries, thanks.
I mean, that was a really civil interaction, but I do think it's funny how she's like, do you love to travel? And then the person's like, well, yeah, I love to travel. In fact, we travel all the time. You know, so that means they're big vacationers. They are well versed in the language of vacation. And then this Hunbot's like, can I share a global concept about vacation with you guys? Like, what kind of statement is that? And what do you need to have a concept for vacation for? The concept of vacation is that you go on vacation where you don't have to work or deal with your daily BS, and you just enjoy yourself, maybe sip a nice drink somewhere, eat some good food, travel, see the sights. Like, that's the vacation concept I think we're all familiar with. So I'm just curious what the global concept is. I'm sure that has something to do with how they recruit. You, like, something along the lines of like, why just travel when you can make money while you travel, or something like that, I'm sure. But yeah, I need to look into these travel MLMs more. I'm finding this very fascinating. Okay, this is really interesting. So, you know how some Huns really like to point out that you're the one who works for the pyramid scheme, sweaty. You know, that's kind of their whole thing. They don't work for a pyramid scheme, it's you, because you have a boss and your boss has a boss and that boss has a boss and the top of the bosses is the CEO and you'll never be the CEO in your company, blah, blah, blah. You know, that's kind of how they fight back all the time when people say things like, I don't support pyramid schemes. Okay, so CEOs in traditional companies get nearly all of their compensation from proceeds from customer purchases. Do you hear that? Customer purchases. Employee purchases account for only a tiny fraction of CEO compensation. All right, well, the MLM setup is thus. The folks at the top of an MLM upline get nearly all of their compensation from the pockets of the downline MLM reps. Very little comes from sales to outside customers. Yeah, okay, so that would be like, for example, our favorite one, Lularoe. Okay, so for Lularoe, you have to spend a minimum of like $2 to $5 grand to buy into the company initially at all, and that's just to get your initial inventory stock of leggings and oversized tops. So right there, that initial $2 to $5 grand you spent, that goes right up the line there, and they get paid. The sales you make because the sales that the Lularoe people make, obviously having seen that all over Reddit and Facebook of all their garage sales, like selling the stuff isn't so good, and in fact selling the stuff can result in very little sales, if any. Most of these Hunbots end up selling off all their stock, and it doesn't matter to the company because the company already made their money. They already got $2 to $5 grand, sometimes upwards of 10 grand for buy-ins. Just depends on how much they're able to squeeze out of that initial buy-in. And then not to mention, say that there's a Hunbot that got really roped into the Lularoe thing, right? And they've spent 5 grand. Well, then, and say they sell it and they manage to make that money back. Like, that's so exciting. But then what do they have to do with that money? They got to spend it all again and buy even more stock because now they're selling more. So like, you know, they're selling more, so you need more, right? That's supposed to be the match of supply and demand, although the Lularoe consultants don't seem to realize that they're throwing that whole system out of balance. So yeah, so if anyone ever any Hunbot tries to come at you with the you work for the pyramid scheme, sweaty, you can just laugh it off and be like, okay, sure. You okay. Sounds good. Shakeology rep that follows me on Instagram. She, for some reason, stopped saying the name of the MLM and now calls it an accountability group and that she's always filling spots for. This is only a 4-day span. She's standing differently, her pants are pulled up higher, and her sports bra is lowered. I mean, those things I could see immediately before I even read them, so I'm sure you all did as well. So I don't know how much weight she's trying to say that she lost, but she's trying to claim that in 4 days, she's dramatically transformed her body. Well, it's like, obviously, like leggings, I wear lots of leggings. I love them. But, you know, if you don't pull them up all the way to where they're supposed to sit at your waistline, they're going to do that thing where they make the unflattering kind of like, you know, where you look down, you're like, I'm a sausage. Like, that's what she did there. And she did that to herself. That's probably not even how her body naturally hangs. Like, when she doesn't have those pants on, I'm sure her stomach doesn't even look like that. And then the photo on the right, she has her pants pulled up. I mean, you can see the belly button in the left, no belly button in the other. That part's so obvious. She's standing differently too. Her hips are more forward. Her shoulders are more back. Her head is more angled to kind of define the clavicle area. She also has on a larger sports bra that covers more surface area, more of her chest, and it covers more of her stomach area as well, so there's just less skin showing. And like, if I did that and did the same thing between the two photos, I'd look different too. Like, it's just they're really trying to convince vulnerable people that they've made a real difference. And I think it's because they have so much pressure on them to have the results to get the sales that they're willing to fabricate results like this. You know, in 4 days, I've lost however many pounds and it's so amazing. You should try this. Come join my accountability group. Okay, it is not an accountability group. It's a Shakeology group. Do not lie. It is not becoming. You get that away from those cute little baby toes. What are you doing? You know, what drives me nuts about these I don't know, essential oil Huns, the Young Living and doTERRA. You know, and for the record, I don't think I've specified. I don't hate essential oils. In fact, I have some. They smell good, okay? But I just like sprinkle them here and there. Like I don't use them for anything other than they literally smell good. That's like it. You know, I think that the lavender can be kind of soothing before bed. I think that, you know, sometimes when I'm stressed out, clary sage just smells really good and I just feel kind of, I don't know, a little more relaxed. And I just think these things, these companies are just ruining whatever good essential oils have done thus far, you know, and it just takes away all the credibility from people who do know about the benefits of essential oils, the real benefits, like the aromatherapy benefits, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, you know, they say things like, oh my gosh, my kid knows the power of the oils. No, your kid's copycatting you because that's what children do. That's what your babies are going to do. They're going to copy exactly what you do. That's why if you cuss a bunch around your kids, they're going to go to school when they're in kindergarten and come home with a red letter because they said a bad word at school. Like, you know, they can't help themselves. That's what children do. And for the record, when I was a little girl, I apparently got in trouble for yelling GD over and over again while dancing around in the nude. So, you know, like, kids do stuff. They do things that they've seen. They can't help it. It's just the way it is. So, I don't know. I just feel like this is so yucky because the child is not aware of what they're doing. The child's just doing what their mom is doing. That's what's happening here. Get that away from your kid. They're gonna get some weird kind of like caustic burn on them. Just stop it. Oh man. Oh, holy moly. Okay, wow. Okay, so we look like we have, let's break it down. The top layer, like literally what is on the top part of her and also the top layer, looks like a shirt that's too big. Either that or a dress that's too small. But she took a belt and belted it. You know, there's nothing wrong with belting your outfits. You know, some of you made some comments like, that dress could have been saved with a belt. Like, I don't disagree with you. The belt isn't the problem here. It's everything else. Okay, so she's got what could be a big shirt or a small dress on the top layer. And then she's got a skirt. Maybe she's twirling, so it's like foofing out more than it should. But she's got like a skirt under that, so that she's got like a double layered effect, like her petticoat showing or something, I don't know. And then has some metallic-y purple boots, which I think are kind of cool. You know, being a Prince fan, rest in peace, you know, I kind of like a purple shiny boot. I wouldn't wear it myself because, again, I'm boring, but like someone else would definitely know how to rock those, and that's great. Like if you can get away with wearing velvet purple shiny booties, then please do. But this is not it. This isn't it at all. I mean, I know Lularoe's not one to match colors, right? But I mean, there is none of that purple present anywhere on her dress. There's like a pinkish belt and then like a slightly more royal toned purple on that yellow top dress thing. But, this doesn't work. It's not working. But let's give her a compliment. It looks like she also has great hair. You know, for the record, these Lula Huns, for the most part, appear to have really great hair. So there's a positive thing they can take away from this. Oh, so sad. Yet another Lularoe sale. Oh, God. Former Lularoe seller and trying to get the last of these items out if interested. I'm not reading it in the Hunbot voice only because she said former Lularoe seller, so I'm going to give her the credit. Please let me know and I'll tag you in the album I have for you to browse. I have OS and kid leggings, Irma's. Hey, I know what that is, kind of. Classic tees, Randy's, Carly's, Julia's, and Cassie's. I'm starting to learn these words. I'm starting to see them all over the place. And very few Lindsay's, Joy's, and Sarah's. Oh, I guess Lindsay, Joy, and Sarah is a bit more on the rare side. Hey friends, I updated the album with everything I have left and added a few things I didn't know were not posted. Help me clear this stuff out while I help you with cheap clothes. Y'all, I have to get the rest of this Lularoe stuff out of my house. Leggings 2 for $10. Everything else is $10 a piece. I have an album posted. Please share. Oh, ouch. Oh. You can just feel the desperation coming off of this. It's palpable. And it's really sad. She's really going to have to lower her prices, though. A lot of places I've seen have done this thing where you just have a grocery bag, essentially, and for like 10 to 20 bucks, you get as much as you can stuff in the bag. That's probably the best way to go about it, just because I don't I don't think people are in the market for Lularoe like this. They're not trying to go and buy things at $10 a piece. They're looking to get bulk, buy a bunch of it at once, and then go home and sift through it and, like, you know, give away what they don't want, get rid of what they don't want, donate what they don't want, etc. That's kind of, I'm assuming, how people would want to purchase these items, if at all. So, oh, it's just so sad because she's like a former Lularoe seller, so you know she got out, which is great, but also awful because you know she lost so much money. So much money. And oh God, like I said, the desperation, you could just feel it. I have to get the rest of this Lularoe stuff out of my house. Oh, it just sounds so awful. I really feel so bad for this person and all the people that are in this situation. They've just really gotten themselves in one heck of a pickle. Ew. Why do the rabbits look like that? The rabbits look like they got into some stuff. Yeah, they do. They look like they got into some naughty stuff. Why do their eyes look like that? That isn't cute. That's scary. That is so typical of Lularoe. They take something that could potentially be like super cute, maybe for kids or younger people, or for, I don't know, that really sassy and exciting Sunday school teacher who loves to sass it up, you know, on a Sunday. But I can't fathom what they were thinking. Like, this could have so easily been not terrifying, and instead it's completely terrifying. I don't know, I just can't imagine wearing something like that and then having those eyes everywhere. And also, are you noticing how they have, like, some of the crazy bunnies are going, like, they're upright and then they're upside down and they couldn't even line up, like, the pattern. It's just like cut off freaky-eyed bunny heads. Like, what the heck? It's not even a pattern with Lularoe. It's like the whole package, man. Like, their structural issues are just like, it's so incredible. I mean, I buy cheap clothes all the time. That's the only kind of clothes I buy. But you better believe the cheap clothes I buy are better than this. They at least can match up their patterns and their seams and make it look like a cohesive element. This is almost like something you'd want to buy and give to somebody as like a white elephant gift, like one of those evil white elephant gifts where they would open it and just be like, oh, thanks. And then the very next turn, they're going to try to steal someone else's gift because nobody's going to want these. All right, you already know what time it is, folks. It's the wholesome moment of the day. Let's go ahead and see who you sent over. First up, we have Rocco, who is a really cute one-eyed little Frenchie, and this was sent over by Stephanie. Thank you so much, Stephanie. So Rocco actually had an eye infection that got really bad and had to actually have his eye removed, and that's when he became a pirate Frenchie. He's now 9 years old and obviously adorable. Thank you so much for sending this over, Stephanie. And next up, all the way from Houston, Texas, we have Tasia, and I'm not sure on how to pronounce it. I'm so sorry. Tasia or Tasia, spelled Tasia. This was sent over by Pacey. Thank you so much, Pacey, for sending this photo. Now, Tasia is a 7.5-year-old Siberian Husky from Houston, Texas, and she was actually a rescue who now loves cuddles and lots of belly rubs. And don't you just want to boop that nose? Because I do. And last but not least, we have this big, squishy, drooly floof. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is Mia, and this was sent over by Lisa. Thank you so much, Lisa. Now, Mia is a 2-year-old self-proclaimed lap dog. And I want to give this dog the biggest hug. Like, these big dogs, when they're like this and they just are so floofy and gentle, I just want to get down on my knees and just, like, bury my face in the chest fur and just, like, hug them. I don't even care if it smells like dog. Like, I want it. So cute. Anyway, if you're looking to get a new member of your family, I definitely recommend to adopt and not shop. Check out your local shelters, your local humane society. Donate if you can. Volunteer if you can. And don't forget to spay and neuter your pets. And if you would like to see a photo of your pets here, then go ahead and send it to my email in my channel description, and you will see your pets here eventually. All right, Foxtrotters, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked that video, please hit that like button down below. If you have any good comments or suggestions, please leave that down below as well. I love to read your comments. I love interacting with you all. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button and become a Foxtrotter. Come join the den. Den Mother would love to have you. And if you would like to check out my Patreon, I'm going to link that here somewhere. But if you don't feel like checking it out, not a big deal. I'm really just glad you came here to spend some time with me. All right, folks, that was fun. I really enjoyed doing that. I hope you guys had a good laugh off of that. I know I did. So I'm about to pack up my stuff and take off to go over to the campus. I have to go meet my advisor to finish registering for some last minute things. There's like one biology or anatomy class I need to sign up for. And then I also need to finish signing some paperwork. So that's pretty exciting. I'm also nervous because being now that I'm in my 30s, I am a little out of my element going back to school. I'm like excited and nervous and excited and nervous all in one. And wow, a lot of things happening. So I hope everyone's having a really great day. And as always, folks, until the next video, take care.